What's the issue? You're studying. Oh, so you're doing homework. Do you want me to help you? I can assist. I know I can't outright tell you the answers, but I can help you out a little. What? Oh, you must be having trouble remembering all the details. That's a common thing that happens in studying, you know that. Sometimes our brains are just reluctant to retain information, aren't they? What if I try to help you by reading the information to you? That way it might stick in your head better if you actually hear it from another voice other than your own. And then I can quiz you with that to see what you remembered. I'll just read all the material to you, and then hopefully it'll stick. Because then you can just think of me saying it to you. It might help. What do you think? It's worth a shot. Alright, I'll read to you, and you just jot down the notes, okay? Whatever you think you need to retain, and then at the end, I'll do a little pop quiz on you, and we'll see what you actually remembered. Alright, you ready? Yeah, I have your study material right here. Oh, interesting. So you're learning about fish. That's a lot to learn, babe. There might be a lot of information here that you might not remember, but it's worth a try. Alright, open your ears and listen up, okay? Remember, I'm gonna go full teacher mode on you at the end and pop quiz you. I'm gonna be your tutor. Alright. A fish is an aquatic and a amniotic, gill-bearing vertebrate animal with swimming fins and a hard skull, but lacking limbs with digits. Fish can be grouped into the more basal jawless fish and the more common jawed fish. The latter include all living cartilaginous and bony fish, as well as the extinct placoderms and acanthidians. Most fish are cold-blooded, their body temperature varying with the surrounding water, though some large active swimmers, like white shark and tuna, can hold a higher core temperature. Many fish can communicate acoustically with each other, such as during courtship displays. That's cute, babe, that they talk acoustically when they're dating. We should try that. I guess we are going to try that with me doing a little whisper to you. The earliest fish appeared during the Cambrian continued to evolve through the Paleozoic, diversifying into many forms. The earliest fish with dedicated respiratory gills and paired fins, the fish after the end-Devonian extinction wiped out the apex placoderms. Bony fish are further divided into the lobe-finned and ray-finned fish. About 96% of all living are teleosts, a ground group of ray-finned fish that can protrude their jaws. The tetrapods, a mostly terrestrial clade of vertebrates, from lobe-finned fish during the Carboniferous, developing air-breathing lungs, homologous to swim bladders. Tetrapods are usually not considered to be fish, fish have been an important natural resource for humans since prehistory, especially as food, commercial and subsistence fishers harvest fish or in breeding cages in the ocean. Fish are caught for recreation or raised by fish keepers as ornaments for private and public exhibition in aquaria and garden ponds. Fish have had a role in human culture through the ages, serving as deities, religious symbols, and as the subjects of art, books, and movies. That sure is a lot of information to retain, babe. I do know one fish symbol if you want to know it. That might come up on your little study test. Did you know that fish are also in astrology? Pisces. The symbol for Pisces is a fish. Do you think that you've retained anything I've told you so far? I've got to be honest. I read it myself, and even though I'm not really retaining it, maybe your brain is better than mine. Let's talk about the etymology. The word fish is inherited from Proto-Germanic fisk, the Latin psis, and Old Irish task, though the exact root is unknown. Some authorities reconstruct Indo-European roots. Interesting. The Latin word is Pisces, and Pisces is the astrological term. It's nearly spelled the exact same. This Latin word is spelled and Pisces is Pisces. But you're not studying astrology, are you? You're studying fish. Let's talk about the evolution. Fossil history. About 530 million years ago, during the Cambrian explosion, fish-like animals with a notochord and eyes at the fronts of the body, such as Hyco, Eucthus, appear in the fossil records. During the late Cambrian, There's no way you're going to remember these words. They're just outrageously unique and complicated. In fact, they're so complicated that they make learning about this subject very, very difficult. And even I'm aware of that. And I'm the one writing it too. During the Devonian, fish diversity greatly increased, including among the placoderms, lobe-finned fishes, and early sharks, earning the Devonian in the epithet. The age among fishes. The age of fishes. Babe, I have a little cheat sheet for us. Ready? Just wait there 1 second. Alright, I found easier reading material for you. This way, you'll be able to remember what you hear. Ready, babe? Get your pen ready. Fish are cold-blooded vertebrates that live wholly in water. They have no limbs. Instead, they live, move, swim, and breathe thanks to the unique combination of their tail, fins, gills, and scales fitted to their elongated and limbless bodies. Fish comes in all sizes and forms. They can also be found in different bodies of water, like the ocean, rivers, lakes, and ponds. Whatever differences there are that may exist, however, there are general features that define them, who they are. Like any other animal classification, fish must feed or eat to stay alive. Eat some form of meat in their diet. For smaller fish, worms, smaller fish, or insects. And even birds may become. Of course, whatever food sources they primarily enjoy, the same must be consistently for them to subsist from the same. Number 1. Fish traits. Fishes come in all shapes and sizes, but they have a few common denominators. They live in water, they have a backbone, and they use gills for breathing. 2. Fossil records. Fossil records show that these have been around for over 500 million years, beginning with the Cambrian explosion way be strict about it. Jellyfish and starfish are not really fish because they don't have a backbone. As a correction, many public aquaria are now using the terms sea jellies and sea stars. To find out how old a fish is, on its ear bones or its scales. These mark the passing of the seasons with distinct colors. 6. Avoiding sunburn. Fish need shelter. Way to move deeper underwater to avoid excessive sun exposure. If not, they can get sunburn as well. 7. Smelly fish. Don't be too hard on fish. Hurry to their reputation. Only develops due to improper storage, sign of deterioration. That means that when fish come out of the water, they generally don't smell, and the reason you smell fish is only because it's already, in a way, rotting as you're saving it. Mouth shapes. Fish mouths point of their food. Bass use their upward-facing mouths to creep up to their prey. Catfish have downward-facing mouths to feed on the sea floor. Barracudas use forward-facing mouths to hunt everywhere. Mountain fish. Fish can be found in almost all bodies of water, even in high mountains. At high elevation include the gar or the char, trout, loach, and gudgeon. Deep ocean fish. The deepest fish habitat is the Huddle Zone located 6,000 to 11,000 meters below sea. Find cusk eels, snailfish, and pearlfish. For perspective, the peak of Mount Everest is 8,000 meters high. Fish anatomy. Useful fish slime. Fish slime may seem gross, but it's a useful coating that makes them slippery, allowing them to move fast through water and avoid predators. The slime can also cover wounds. Natural armor. Fish their scales protect fish from predators and parasites. These also prevent injuries like cuts. Built many species of fish have a powerful sense organ called the lateral line running across their body. It can detect motion in the water. Fish can't blink. Most fish don't have eyelids, so they can't blink. It's hard to know whether they are relaxed or startled because they never change their expression. Taste buds. Catfish have a more refined sense of flavor than humans. Fish brain. Fish have small brains in comparison with other animals. For example, their brain is roughly of a bird with the same body size of intelligence. The brew gills, which are thin sheets of tissue with a network of blood vessels into the blood and blooded creatures. Most fish or cold-blooded, just like their distant relatives, reptiles and amphibians. They lean on the water's ambient temperature. Metabolism. Warm-blooded fish, tunas, barracudas, swordfish, and mackerels are exceptions to the rule. Tunas can maintain a temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit despite swimming below at a certain depth because the available food changes if they go up or down. Helps them maintain their desired buoyancy without using a lot of energy. Longest lifespan. The orange roughy stays true to its name. It can live for up to 150 as one of the longest living fishes. Fastest fishes. The sailfish can swim at a whopping speed of 16 miles per hour. The marlin is a far second at a top speed of only 50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, tunas can swim up to 47 miles per hour. Is the whale shark. Adults can range 50 feet in length and weigh several tons. Also worth mentioning is the basking shark, which can grow up to 40 feet. Slowest fish. The unfortunate title of the slowest fish belongs to the Aussies at a rate of 0.0. Is only 6.2 millimeters long. It is much smaller than the females, which are 46 millimeters long. They live at a depth of 1,425 meters. This deep-sea creature evolved light emitting organs to conceal their shadows and avoid predators. Most common fish, the bristle mouth, there wherever you are, all over the world, around 500 meters under the surface. Loudest fish makes a noise. It's the loudest fish known to man, with vocalizations that can range sound like an underwater machine gun when singing songs. Well, isn't that interesting? timid piranha. Many people fear them, but the red-bellied piranhas of the Amazon are absolute. They are unlikely to harm humans, preferring insects, worms, crustaceans, and other fish. Mucus blanket. There is nothing better. Yet, parrotfish cover themselves in a blanket made of their own mucus. It stops blood-sucking parasites from ruining their sleep. Fish out of water. The fascinating both gills and lungs, allowing them to survive on land. During dry summers, they burrow in mud until the rainy season. They digest their own tail muscles to survive this period. Backstroke specialists. Only a few fishes swim backwards. Regularly, eels take the crown as the triggerfish and bluegill sunfish are credited as well. Anti-fish. They may not be as sophisticated as humans, but some fish are smart enough to use tools. The orange-dotted duskfish has been filmed smashing mollusks on rocks to break the shell and get the meat. They use a glowing antler with a piece of meat of extreme mating. Female fuse to become a single organism. Females can absorb 6 or more males in their lifetime. Salmon's journey. Salmon are born in fresh but live at bountiful seas after an epic 1,000-mile journey. Upon returning to spawn, they develop muscles strong enough to swim against rapids and move small waterfalls. Gulping air. The spotted climbing perch. Oxygen in the air as it crawls over land using its pectoral fins. Weeks. Used the Salema porgy for a different kind of fishing. Fish that make streams. The smallest second in vogue nations. Flatfish. Transformation. Halibuts and other flatfish aren't born flat. They start out looking like their skulls shift and pull both eyes on one side. Their color changes and they start eating other fish instead of plankton. How fish sleep. Fish can't close their eyes to sleep, but they can restore their energy. Some float in place, while others male pufferfish the sand by flapping its fins. It may even decorate it with shells to attract females. May not have vocal cords, but they can use other body parts to communicate. They might grind teeth, rattle bones, or vibrate muscles against their swim bladder to generate sound. imagine them doing that and just getting like 20 million other fish pregnant. That's probably exactly what happens and why there's so many fish. Fish can recognize faces. A study showed that fish can distinguish a familiar human face with good accuracy. The research used archerfish, which is by shooting water one way or the other. That makes me want us. That makes me want us to get a pet fish, babe. I want a fish that recognizes my face. How cute would that be? A fish who recognizes its owner. That's just the cutest thing in the world. Fish keeping across the ages. Early fish keeping in Asia, about 2,000 years ago, in Japan, selective carp breeding resulted in the domestication. Later, the Hongwu Emperor of China built his own large tubs for goldfish. In their rays, bullets, and other fish, they were dubbed fish ponds. In Europe, monasteries had their own pools of carp. Just feast made the consumption of meat and fish was the most viable alternative. Aquarium invention. In 1832, the French marine biologist Jean Power created the first a systematic study of marine animals. First public aquaria on May 1853. Opened in the London Zoo. Followed with his own aquarium 3 years later in New York City. Fish and culture. God of water. Ancient Sumerians used the symbol of Enki, the god of water, knowledge craftsmen. Excavations at an Enki temple revealed numerous carp bones, suggesting large feasts. Symbol of happiness. What is happiness? Buddhists, it feels a lot like freedom. That's why they use the fish as a symbol of happiness, a creature with complete freedom of movement in the water. Christian symbol. Early Christians used to secretly signify their faith under the Roman Empire. A reference to the Bible story where Jesus for his followers. That's pretty beautiful. Now, babe, if I ask you a random question, do you think you'll remember it? Let's try to answer together, okay? We'll see who's right and who's wrong. Let's see. Okay, what fish is the slowest fish? Do you remember? I actually remember this one. It's the seahorse, remember? Okay, who is the loudest fish? What's funny is I forgot the answer, but I kind of know it. Okay, my son, hold on. I can't just remember off the top of my head, which is the whole point of this. Okay, well, I knew it started with a C. It's the croaker fish. I hope I can remember that, and I hope you can remember that. The croaker fish is the loudest fish. The croaker fish is the loudest fish. The croaker fish. The croaker. It's literally in the name. Do you remember who the fastest fish is? I remember that one. It's the sailfish. What else do we want to know here? What can fish recognize? Well, some fish can recognize faces, remember? What else? What about how long fish have existed for? 500 million years, remember? Over 500 million years. Remember, even before the dinosaurs. There's a lot to remember about fish. It's very difficult. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What about you tell me 5 facts that you remember that you just learned? Oddly enough, I'm finding it difficult to remember what I've written myself. All I remember is the loudest fish is the croaker fish, the slowest fish is the